I just cleared a lot of data from my phone. Just got enough space for making a video. Um, yeah. Good morning, Abhishu. It's Tuesday. I was talking to one of my students. Basically, what happened was I forgot that I had office hours meetings, and I had to. I had to take a call with him. So I was actually walking towards the park, and what happened was he just randomly entered the meeting, and I got a notification, and I joined the meeting. And I had to switch from the catching up mode to the statistics empirical research methods mode. It's essentially the course that I'm a TA for, a teaching assistant. And yeah, that was kind of fun. It's been a long time since I've been working on proper, pure statistical work. So helping students out that way is a lot of fun, honestly. But yeah, that brings me to another thing. I'm full gray at the moment. Gray mask, gray t-shirt, gray jacket. But yeah. All right. You addressed two things in the video. I'll be doing the same, but in the reverse order. The first, I'm interested in talking as the devil's advocate for fossil fuels. I want to make a case for fossil fuels and try to understand why we are still stuck here. The most important point that you have to understand with fossil fuels is that it is not intuitive in the first sense, as you said, that burning fossil fuels is a very specific and a very convoluted way to get energy out of the universe and into wherever you want, right? But yeah, solar and wind are much easier. I guess solar is still a bit difficult, but hydro and wind are still much easier to use than other fossil fuels. But if you consider how we first started fire, that was through wood and through basically kindling, whatever they call it. Lakrano churo yaar, samajhna tu thoda. But yeah, we started fire from there, and we've been getting energy from burning things for a long time. Wood is still much more accessible. We just found out that digging up places also gives us a better way to burn it, and a much simpler. It's just in continuation from the wood burning to oil burning. It's just that, nothing else. Then of course we found ways to purify that oil and segregate that oil into different kinds of oil, diesel, petrol, blah blah blah. But yeah, that's where we are. But also, more importantly, fossil fuels are important because they help in making a combustion engine which is as mobile as a car and as powerful as a factory, right? That's really the whole point. The industrial revolution was not only through the combustion engine, it was the fuel that powered the combustion engine as well. You could put it in a train, you could put it in a car, you could put it in a motorcycle, and you could put it in a cruise ship and a train, whatever you wanted. That's the whole point. It could be shrunk down as much as possible and grown large as much as possible. And that was and still is why we are using fossil fuels, and you really shouldn't discount that. And that is exactly why it's so difficult to get into new technologies. That is why fossil fuels are so valuable, and that is why it's so hard moving away from them, because they have actually very clearly helped us. Not in just some trivial way that it pushed us through the the industrial revolution. It was like the stone wheel before the rubber wheel. That's not what this was. This was in fact it was a very clear continuation from burning wood to burning coal and oil, and then realizing that burning that same coal and oil can easily generate energy. And thinking about electricity as a form of energy is, in general, much more recent. I feel. I mean, of course, combustion engines are not that old. They're not 1,000 years old. But us as a civilization have been, because of the Red Lotus, as they call it in the Jungle Book. Fire has helped us reach places, and shifting from fire to electricity is going to be as hard for us as it was for Zuko. So yeah, that's really what I think about it. If you really want a way to generate electricity, you need to be as mobile, as versatile, as portable as possible, at least as much as the current alternative that is your combustion engine that uses petrol, coal, oil, so on and so forth. Till then, you be stuck with this, no matter how, no matter what kind of revolutionary technology you make. The technology needs to be scalable, up and down. That's how we'll do it, and that is why it's, I feel that is something that people have started realizing in a much more educational sense as well, in the sense that even TED has started talking about it, that electricity generation is something that we can still push down, but if we can fix at least the electricity storage problem, even then we'll be all set. We can convert a lot of different things into electricity, and electricity can be used to power all the innovative technology that's been going on since the last 10 years, but is still stuck at the pre-seed. I mean, not the pre-seed stage. I guess it's at the seed or the Series A stage. But yeah, it's still a very early stage. That's what I really mean. I'm sorry if my accent is going on all the different places that it should not, but I just had a call with one of my students, as I just said, and I've shifted to that accent. Uh, yeah, I also had a discussion with another guy that had an interesting accent, but I'll tell you about it on call. I think that's much more fun. And yeah, that also brings me to the other part of the video. That's what do we want to do further with this channel. The content that we make in general is much more personal, right? And this is kind of in middle, I guess, between videos and podcasts. So I feel that podcasts are going to be a bit monotonous, and videos are going to be too big to manage. So I think the way that we're doing this right now, vertical video with as less editing as possible, is the way to go. I think this is the right way to go. But at the same time, we also have to think about. I don't know. Should we take this public? I feel that this is a good value addition in what we're doing. I mean, our discussions are a lot more personal. I understand that. If we move away a bit from the personal talks, I think we can find a way to make it uh, much more valuable to the public as well. So yeah, that's really my thoughts. I think the best way for us is, I mean, especially for me, because I tend to make huge videos. To be honest, my videos usually cross 10-minute lines, like like it was hot butter on knife, I guess, or knife and butter, whatever. But yeah, what I'm thinking is, I think if we can stick to a particular I don't know, time limit, maybe a 7 or an 8 minute limit. 10 minutes is still a bit large, but if we stick to a 7-8 minute video limit and make it a bit more generalized than just talking about personal things, I think we're at the 95% stage that we've figured out what kind of videos that you want to make, and what kind would attract the public. I think it needs just a little more sharpening. If if you figure out a way to put it in the 7-8 minute mark, I think it'll be a lot better in its generalizability as well. That yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, I have to address this generalizability skeleton word. Yeah, but yeah, it's also easily generalized that you know if you're talking about something for just 7 or 8 minutes, it's much more likely to be generalized than it is for a 10, 12, 14 minute video, right? And ironically, this is definitely gonna be a 10-minute video, if not 12. But yeah, all fingers crossed. Yeah, so that's really what I think. A 7-8 minute marker, slightly more generalized content, and a vertical video format. I think that's the way to go. I mean, I know that it's the TikTok format and the Instagram Reels format, but I think there is a case to be made for fun vertical videos where you're just talking about things in general. I guess showing things off around here as well, but that's not gonna happen anytime soon. Not with us at least. So yeah, tell me what you think, and I'll see you on Friday. Peace.